The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded with busy ponies that filled the streets. All the pony folks seemed to have had specific places to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky. She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops, racing the wind. The Blue Pegasus swooped over the schoolyard, much to the delight of the children, then climbed several hundred feet and dove, streaking downward as fast as she could. Seconds before hitting the ground, her wings flew open and she pulled up back into the clear blue. Rainbow felt alive. Suddenly, Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be, that she was supposed to meet with Pinkie Pie in 5 minutes. Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercise that she'd nearly forgotten that Pinkie had asked her to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, but Dash knew that with Pinkie, it really could be anything. Dash wasn't sure if she wanted to go, though. She was so engaged in her stunts that she thought about blowing Pinkie off to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew that it would hurt Pinkie's feelings. After all, Pinkie had said it was something that was special just for the two of them. Dash considered it and thought, why not? What did she have to lose? Heck, it might even be more pranking. Pinkie might have found a bunch of fun stuff to pull on people. And they'd hate so much fun. They had so much fun last time. Dash kicked it into overdrive. To make up for lost time, they sped to her apartment. When Dash walked into the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing in excitement. "Yay, you're here. I've been waiting all day," the jumping pony said. "Sorry, I'm a little late, Pinkie. I've been doing afternoon exercises and lost track of time," Dash apologized. Pinkie giggled and responded gleefully in a reassuring tone. "Oh, that's okay. You're here now. There's a lot more. What's a few minutes? I've been so excited thinking about this, all the fun we're going to have to do. I haven't stopped bouncing since I woke up. I mean, I almost forgot to breathe. I'm so happy." Dash gave a slightly uncomfortable laugh. She had always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life, but Pinkie overburdened enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever it had planned must have been good. "So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash?" "I've got everything all ready," the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up. "You betcha, Pinkie. So what do we got planned? We gonna prank somebody? I got a couple of good ones I've been thinking about. Or maybe you've got some stunts you think I should try. Or perhaps making cupcakes," Pinkie announced. "Baking?" Dash was disappointed. "Pinkie, you know I'm no good at baking. Remember last time?" "Oh, that was not a problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work," Pinkie exclaimed. Dash thought of it for a minute. "Well, alright, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do?" "That's the spirit. Here you go." He handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. "I thought I was helping you bake." "You will be. I made this one just before you got here." "So it's like a taste testing or something?" "Sort of," Pinkie said. Dash shrugged and popped the pastry into her mouth. She chewed a little bit and swallowed. "Not bad." "Okay, now what?" Dash asked. "Now," Pinkie informed her, "you take a nap." Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth but felt insanely lightheaded. A wave of dizziness washed over her. The world spun. A few seconds later, she collapsed to the floor. When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head but found that it was a taut leather strap had it firmly in place. She struggled to move, but braces around her chest and limbs glued her to the rack. Formed from a series of sturdy planks, each spread her legs wide apart. Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. As she whiffed, Pinkie jumped suddenly into her line of sight. "Goody, you're awake. Now we can get started," Pinkie said, stating gleefully. She bounded into the darkness, quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth. "Pinkie, what's going on? I can't move." "Well, duh. That's why you're tied down." That's why you can't move? I didn't think you'd need to be told that." "But why? What's happening?" I thought you said we were gonna make cupcakes. You are helping, you see. I ran into the special ingredient. You need to make more. Special ingredient? Dash said, now breathing heavily and stared into panic. What's the special ingredient? She giggled. Pinky giggled in response. You silly. Dash's eyes widened and her face confronted fear. And she started to laugh and said in a voice bordering on hysteria, Hoo hoo hoo, you really got me there, Pinky. I mean, tricking me into thinking I'm gonna get made into a cupcake. I gotta tell you, that was the best prank yet. You win, you're the best. Pinky only giggled even more. Ah, thanks, Dash. But I haven't got any pranks today, so I can't accept your praise. Dash was struggling again. Pinky, come on, this isn't funny. Then why are you laughing? Before Dash could answer, Pinky grabbed the cloth and wiped it off the cart, which the cart was a tray containing various sharp medical tools and knives, carefully organized and wickedly sharp, as well as a large medical bag. Dash was now in full panic mode. She was starting to hyperventilate, her mind racing through the only reason the pink pony. You can't do this, Pinky. I'm your friend. I know you are, and that's why I'm so happy I've got you here. You've got to share our last moments together. Just you and me. Pinky was skipping again. But the other ponies will wonder where I am. When the clouds pile up, they'll come looking for me, and you'll get found out. Oh, Dash, said Pinky. Don't worry. There are plenty of other Pegasus ponies to take care of a few clouds. Besides, no one will find out. I mean, how long do you think I've been doing this? And that omniscient statement, the lights suddenly came to life and revealed the rest of the room. Oh no, Dash revealed in horror. The image presented to her. The room was decorated with a typical but twisted Pinkie Pie flair. Colorful streamers of dried entrails fluttered around the ceiling. Brightly painted skulls of all sizes were attached to the wall, and organs done up in pastels filled with helium. They tied to the back of chairs. The tables and chairs were made out of bones and the preserved flesh of past ponies. Dash cringed upon seeing the center of the piece of the table nearest her. The heads of 4 foals, their eyes closed as if they were sleeping, were wearing party hats made from their own skin. With a trill of terror, Rainbow Dash recognized one of them as Apple Bloom's classmate Twist. Dash's eyes darted back and forth and then fell upon the patchwork banner hanging from the rafters, made from several tan pony hides. The words, "Life is a party," was scrawled across it in red blood. Dash's attention was brought back by the party, the unfurling and tickling her nose. She gaped at Pinkie Pie, who was standing right in front of her. The party pony was wearing a dress quilted from dried skin. Embroidered with cutie marks on her back fluttered 6 Pegasus wings, all of different colors, and the earth pony skipped in excitement. Her necklace of severed unicorn foam crackled together loudly. Like it, Pinkie asked. I made it myself. Desperately, Dash pleaded with the smiling pony before. Pinkie, please, I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I didn't mean it. Please, let me go. I promise I won't tell any pony. Oh, Dash, you didn't do anything. It's just that your number came up and, well, I don't make the rules. We can't turn back now. Dash was tearing up. I was behaving. Don't be sad, Dash, Pinkie said. Look, this will cheer you up. I brought you a friend. Seemingly out of nowhere, Pinkie produced a brightly painted blue and yellow skull. It was about pony size, but it was one defining feature, a beak. Dash gasped in shock. Is that... Hey, Dash, let's hang together. These ponies are lamos. Dweebs. Pinkie Bing Bing. I caught her night before she left town, remember? I left the party for about 20 minutes. That wasn't enough time for me to play with her, of course. I had to wait till the party was over to do that. But boy, am I glad I did. It was worth for the flavor alone. Griffins taste like 2 animals at once. It's amazing. I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but when was I going to get another chance to try a Griffin? I I probably would have asked where she came from so I could have gotten more, but I forgot. Tell you what I thought. Tell you what though, she was quite the fighter. She lasted a long time, which was a lot of fun for me. I got the chance to play with somebody before, some pony other than a pony, and try new things. It's not bad. She had such a meanie mouth. She said so much bad stuff as I tried to take her tongue out, you know. Bad language makes for bad feelings, Rainbow Dash. Dash didn't have anything to say. She just sobbed and whittled in her bonds. Well, Pinky said, an air of finality. That's enough reminiscing. Let's begin. Putting down the Gilda skull, the pink pony gripped a scalpel in the cleft of her hoof and walked over to Dash's right flank. Without any flair, Pinky placed the blade about an inch above Dash's cutie mark and began a circular cut around it. Dash shouted in pain and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held her still. Finishing the incision, Pinky grabbed a curved skinning knife from the tray, screwing her face up in concentration. She worked it under Dash's skin and sliced the hide away from the muscle. Dash ground her teeth and she tearfully watched her flesh peel off. Pinky had then moved to the other side and repeated the process on Dash's left flank. Once she had finished, Pinky held up both cutie marks in front of her and started waving them like pom-poms. Dash just whimpered. Her thighs burned like nothing she had ever felt before. Placing the ragged patches of skin down, Pinky selected a large butcher knife and walked over to the blue Pegasus. Hope you don't mind. I think I'm gonna wing it now. Pinky laughed. She grabbed Dash's left wing in her mouth and played with it for a few seconds, yanking it back so that the sharp pain reignited in Dash's flanks. Then, stretching the wing out, Pinky brought the blade down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw Pinky's aims off. She tried to hit the mark again, but missed, and carved a huge slice into Dash's back. Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing. Her friend howled. Pinky took another whack and hit her target. Swung again and again, blood sprayed into the air, but Pinky realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. I guess I forgot to sharpen it. I'll try something else, Pinky said, matter-of-factly, as she tossed the knife over her shoulder, embedding the blade in the table. Through the haze of pain and tears, Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. Got it. Say, Dash, why do they call it a hacksaw? It doesn't hack. Hacking is what I was doing with the knife. This is a saw. I don't get it. Pinky placed the tool over the mangled flesh of the last attempt, starting on her hind wings. She worked the saw back and forth with her front hoof. It sliced effortlessly through the bone and the skin. The feeling of the jagged teeth grinding into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched numbly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table. Pinky moved to the next one and started sawing. Dash, don't struggle this time. She'd given up. Trying to fight and focused on choking back screams of agony abruptly. The sawing paused. Pinky was only halfway done. The wing was hanging on by a sliver. Hey, Dash, Pinky piped up. Think fast. Suddenly, Pinky yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped, but the blue pony's skin held, and then tore away. The pull ripped away a long strip of flesh all the way down Rainbow Dash's back to her rump. Her body seized at the unexpected trauma, and her pelvis tensed up. Dash felt a warm release between her legs, and her loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch her breath, she blacked out. Dash awoke with a gasp. Stretching of her urine filled the stench of her urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils, and her vision swam in focus. She saw a very pouty Pinkie Pie removing a large adrenaline needle from her chest. Stomping her hooves and frustrated, Pinkie Pie lashed out at her helpless victim. Didn't anybody teach you manners? It was very rude to fall asleep when someone invites you over to spend time with them. How would you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash. You're so boring, I think I'll take a nap. You think I've I like always doing this by myself. I told you how excited I got that I found you were next.